All right, everybody, welcome back here to this crazy Carcass journey that we began last time, of course, talking about their debut album, Reek of Putrefaction. Well, this time, of course, we're going to be taking a look at their last album in the 80s. Of course, these guys were more prevalent in the 90s, right? So they have quite a few there we'll cover. But we are talking about 1989, Symphonies of Sickness. Again, another crazy, crazy album cover. It may not look like anything, but you turn it upside down, and it's actually a real picture of a woman's head that's been bashed with an axe. I mean, it's kind of freaking crazy. But that's what you get with these guys, right? Just kind of adds to their kind of eerie, dark and just twisted and nasty, brutality, especially on these first couple albums here. But yeah, this is another definite prize piece here for me. Another just original Carcass press here, just like these other ones I've got as well from them. Pretty rare stuff to find. But yeah, this we kick it off actually with the song that's the name of the last album, and this kind of becomes kind of a trend, right? Because I'm pretty sure on their next album, if I'm not mistaken, there's a song called Symphonies of Sickness, right? But this first track is called Reek of Putrefaction, and this one, oh man, it starts off with like these almost like Gregorian chant kind of sounds, just really, really freaky sounding stuff. Like it almost is like, okay, am I entering like some kind of demonic horror film or something, right? Like, I mean, it's some freaky sounding stuff, and then bam, you get blasted with a freaking killer riff, and then just right off the bat, those dark, growly vocals. That's kind of the main vocal work of this particular track, and what this song establishes here too, and really this album as a whole, is more of, as Reek of Putrefaction, the album was more so of a, like, a lot of just quick bursts, 2-minute, 1-minute tracks. This one is pretty much filled with, like, 4-minute, 5-minute, getting close to 6-minute tracks, so that this track right off the bat kind of shows that. And then this album kind of, it's like you're seeing the evolution, as going for like their maturity in their songwriting is definitely coming together with tracks like this opening one, and just really this album as a whole, which is really cool to see. Not to say that that's a bad thing of what Putrefaction did, right? I mean, I love that album, as if you guys watch that review, but it's really cool, hearing them jump from that and then go to like, okay, we're gonna write full songs here that don't, I mean, this is like gore grind death metal, like crazy. I mean, there's not exactly like a hooky melody there, right? But there's more, you can hear more of like a melody there than I would say a lot of the tracks off Reek of Putrefaction. But yeah, the song Reek of Putrefaction, absolute killer, really sets the tone for this album with that dark and just very eerie sounding intro, especially that just kind of brings you right into what you're getting to, lets you know what you're getting into with this album. So one of my favorites off here. And I can say the same for the second one here with Exhume to Consume. Man, what a doomy riff on this one. I absolutely love this tune. Another just top tier one off of this album for me. I love again that riff that is just sick, and it just kind of keeps just it's like a sped up doom metal riff, right? And like as the drums and stuff keep kicking in, going a little bit faster and faster, you'll hear that kind of riff start going a little bit quicker each time. And by the end of it, I mean, it's just going to town, and you just get that brutal dark growl yet again on the vocals. That makes, Exhume to Consume. Really, but both those first two tracks right there are just absolute, some of my favorites off here, big time. Then we go to Excruciating Abdominal Emanation. And this one is the first one where the kind of, more ghoulish sounding vocals kind of, go forward, or kind of take the forefront of it. And Another just great one. I mean, fantastic track. I like how the first two tracks kind of leaned more towards that dark kind of growl, and the other vocals, came in with the with that ghoulish kind of black metal sounding vocal style on this track here. And I'm loving the drums on this track. Love, love, love it. Great, great freaking stuff. Then we go on to track number 4 with Ruptured Impurulence, and man, this one has got a really cool bass sound on it, like in the intro and all throughout. You can just hear that bass thumping too. It really distorted bass, almost sounds like a Cliff Burton distorted bass at moments on here, which is really cool, and that really helps this song kind of carry. That really kind of helps carry this song, and it's a standout, feature on this particular track. I mean, Ruptured Impurulence. I would go as far as say that one is yet another one that is one of my favorites off here. That bass riff alone, and then with the drums kind of playing, behind the beat and everything with it, and just the brutality of this one is top tier Carcass. Then we close out side 1 with Empathological Necroticism. Man, this one, man, this is another one where the drums are just banging. Love, love, love this one. This would be up there. Look at this side 1, right? We're only just closing out side 1 here, and we've just got great, great stuff that is just top shelf Carcass material. And this is a great blend of these really all these songs here that we've talked about, and the ones that we're about to. This is a great blend of, and it's definitely, you could tell it's a transitional period, and a great blend of the nasty, gnarly, quick bursts of Reek of Putrefaction, but rather they're kind of extended out and more, and there's more meat to it, But I can definitely say that for Empathological Necroticism. Just amazing, amazing song. Maybe that hinted, at the next album title, right? Then we go on to side 2 with Embryonic Necropsy and pardon me. These are a mouthful, right? But Embryonic Necropsy and Devourment. Man, this is one of the most brutal ones. If you're reading the lyrics on this one, it's disgusting, but it's badass, right? I mean, it's a badass freaking song that is one of the show stealers on here for sure. Love, love, love the riff on this one, and just the shreddiness on this one. I mean, much like Ruptured Impurulence, the guitar playing on this one is or I'm sorry, I was talking about the bass on Ruptured Impurulence mainly, but on this one here, and really on Empathological Necroticism, the shredding in the guitar playing, the technicality is amping up. I mean, there's some really, really cool licks that are being laid out on here, like some shreddy, really cool sounding stuff with some sweet picking going on, and I just love that being implemented into these songs here. Then we go on to Swarming Vulgar Mass of Infected Virulency. Probably my least favorite off here, or one of, but it's good, right? I mean, there's not an issue with it. It just kind of isn't as standout as some of these other ones here. But again, very solid tune. It's just, and I kind of, if you've kind of been watching for a while, you know that even if like I like every song, I'm gonna try to at least maybe pick a least favorite or one or two that don't quite live up to some of the others, just to because it's interesting to see, maybe what some of the worst stuff, even if it's not bad, is on some of these albums here. But I would say Swarming Vulgar Massive Infected Virulency is probably my least favorite off here. Then we go on to Cadaveric Incubator of Endoparasites, and this one is another one where I just love the guitar work on here with a lot of that sweet picking stuff kind of coming back. Great, duality of the growling and ghoul black metal style vocals yet again here. And I know it sounds kind of like I'm repeating myself with some of this stuff, but I mean they're there's a lot of the same kind of themes going on here, with a lot of these that they they kind of carry, much like Reek of Putrefaction, where it does really, this one less so, but the like Reek of Putrefaction, kind of how I was saying, it's like almost like one big piece, that is definitely needed to be listened to as a whole. I would say that less about this one. Like, it's not, since it's not just a bunch of quick spurts and things like that, and they are full drawn out songs. But I mean, it does. It still kind of has some of that nature. I mean, that some of those elements of that, since it is being, since they do kind of share a lot of the same features. A lot of these tunes do, but not in a redundant way either by any means. These songs stick out, but they just do have a lot of the same kind of qualities with them. But yeah, then we go on to Slash Dementia, another really cool one with some crazy freaking lyrics. But you could really say that again about all of these tracks here. Really dark stuff, a really sick riff on this one as well. One of the better ones off this side too, for sure. And the closer here is Crepitating Bowel Erosion, which I could say that's one of the top ones off this whole album, if not just the side there, right, of side two. But great choice for a closer. Ends it on just a nasty growl, just straight up like boom, and the intensity is all there on this one, and I think it is one of the lengthier tracks off of here, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot of people reading these lyrics, even on this particular track, it's like, man, they might make some people throw up, because it's just some nasty, nasty shit. Much like the title, Crepitating Bowel Erosion, right? But just a great, great song, and I think it was a perfect choice for the closer out of all these. They really, really nailed it, and I think the pacing on this album's great. Even though it is kind of one continuous pace of just blasting you in the face, right? Like firing off on all cylinders. That's what you kind of are looking for when you're looking for listening to that early Carcass. You want that just fast pace, screaming at you, great stuff. And that's what Symphonies of Sickness right here definitely has going for it. Amazing, amazing album yet again by these guys. Killer death metal. We're seeing the evolution, like I was saying earlier, about seeing how this band is already like, okay, we made kind of our big statement with some of the nastiest, gnarliest sounds you can make. Let's do that, and add on top of that more of a song structure for a lot of these songs here, and really make them full, drawn out songs. And we'll really see that evolution next time even more. This is one of those bands, again, where you really see album after album a clear like direction in which they're going, and that's what makes their discography another one that's really a really interesting one to see. Kind of like, oh, I see the trajectory they were trying to go along here, which they would of course eventually get to. But yeah, with next time, of course, we'll be taking a look at Necroticism, Descanting the Insalubrious. Big mouthful of an album title, but it sounds cool. And it'll be their first album, of course, in the 90s. I believe it was 1991 that one came out. And again, these guys they were mostly prevalent in the 90s, so we got a good fair amount of releases there going on, and some big releases for the band. So stay tuned for that, guys. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about this. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, like maybe a compare and contrast between Reek of Putrefaction and then this album, because it is really interesting to compare and contrast these first two albums for sure here, because they have a lot of those same elements and same qualities, but yet they kind of go about it a different way. So I think it's really interesting, and maybe would love to see which one of these you guys prefer over the other. And of course, coming up, we have Metallica's 72 Seasons coming out on Friday, right? So super hyped for that. Of course, I'll be giving that a good couple of listens before we do a review, so I can really formulate an opinion on it and figure out where I want it to go in the rankings, which we'll do an updated Metallica ranking video along with that. So we got some fun stuff coming up. Always exciting, man. We got a new album coming out and everything that we can add to the list. So, anyways, guys, yeah, let's talk about some more Carcass down there. I know you death metal guys are out there. Let's chat it up about this freaking badass band right here. And like, subscribe, comment, and stay tuned for next time. Thanks.